Drive, gets inside, leans in, knocked away and stolen by Holiday. Dollar up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. To Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! This the dagger.
Here's the problem I'm seeing. Zion's gonna want out soon. Here's the thing, I don't think the front office of that organization, of that New Orleans organization, knows what the heck they're doing.
What can I say? Mamba out.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Unix, and we have a lot to talk about. Not on all these different subjects, but today I just want to talk about Ja Morant. What is going on? He's in the headlines. He's making headlines, but for all the wrong reasons. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Grizzlies. And that's what this episode is going to be consumed of. Welcome back to the podcast. If you guys are new, happy to have y'all here. And if you guys are not new and returning, happy to have y'all returning. This has been a pretty wild ride. This has been an epic season. But for the Grizzlies, who are trying to stay pretty connected, pretty deep into their postseason push and as a second seed, this is definitely not the news they want to be hearing, and definitely something that is very troubling from a basketball perspective and from a mental standpoint. I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna give you guys all the facts here, and we're just gonna go off. We're gonna go off from there. So yeah, guys, you know where to find me. Twitter.com/CourtSideHeat, Instagram.com/CourtSideHeatNBA, Facebook.com/CourtSideHeat. Check up on my new video that just dropped, the VC video. If you guys have not checked out, check it out. You do not want to miss it. This is legit. No trickery. Don't gotta give them money. This is how to earn unlimited VC in NBA 2K23. Proven results. This ain't no scam. You will be surprised by the results. And it's super easy. I've earned 100 coins per every minute. No joke. I am not hyping this up. I am not scamming y'all. This is legit. Video will be linked down below. Also, for the podcast, we are officially on YouTube under YouTube Podcast, so that is very, very exciting. So it's going to be rock and roll on that platform too. But with that being said, we're on every platform, especially if you're already listening on that platform, right? So we have that going for us. So without further ado, let's just jump into today's podcast episode. This concerns Ja Morant. I just want to take the next 15, maybe 20 minutes and talk about Ja Morant. I want to talk about Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. They had a heck of a day. I don't remember when all of this stuff came out. This came out, 4 days ago? What was that, like the 3rd? That was Sunday, wasn't it? It was either Saturday or Sunday, but it was over the weekend, and it was massively crazy, like massively different. I've never seen anything like this. Well, I have and I haven't. In the NFL, I'm not gonna bring up certain instances, but when I was covering the NFL a very long time ago, I saw a lot of disturbing reports come out. Oh, back then it was concerning the Chiefs, and with Tyreek Hill and Kareem Hunt, I'm not going to relive what they did. It's actually proven. But there's been always something controversial happening in someone's personal life around a sports league. Always something. And I'm trying to remember a high-profile name, a superstar of a team in the NBA that got this much attention for doing something this bad. I'm trying to remember. First thing that comes to my mind is the Michael Jordan gambling story. I'm not saying that those two stories are related or that they should be compared. I'm just saying when you're looking at a superstar and they affect a team and it puts them in a negative light, hurts their image, potentially, that the consequences were very real. And that's what's coming to my mind when you think of these superstars, but these are more disturbing. And everyone's heard about this. We've heard how Ja Morant punched a 17-year-old teenager, a 17-year-old boy, 12 to 13 times and flashed a gun on him. Okay? Disturbing. We've heard how he, after a Pacers game, this is the first incident that was alleged, right? That him, a bunch of our guys were following a Pacers car, like a Pacers team police car or whatever, and they saw a red light, and they saw it was coming from a gun. Ja Morant and guns have not been a very, very good mesh. I don't know how to put that, but you guys know where I'm coming from. So you had that incident. Then you had the 17-year-old boy incident. And then you had the incident where his mom and his mom was at a store. I believe it was called the Finish Line. She got in a dispute with an employee, maybe the manager, but she got in a dispute with someone that works there. And she called her son, upset. He coming in with 9 guys. They said in a report he came in with 9 guys. That in the alleged report, in the police report, that he showed up with 9 guys. And what made it more disturbing, you're like, if the story stopped there, and like, people are like, what's the way he's offending his mama? He doesn't want to touch his mama. That's fine. But he asked you, and this is allegedly, he says he's going to be waiting there till the guy gets off. He wants to know when that guy's shift is over. And that's very troubling that somebody's waiting for someone's shift to be over, because you're not going to talk to him. You're not. You're going to try to hurt him. You're going to try to intimidate him. You're going to try to do something. And if he allegedly beat up a 17-year-old boy, then who knows? Who knows what he would have done to, let's assuming it's a grown man. Right? We're assuming that the employee's grown. We're assuming, because here's the thing, he beat up a 17-year-old boy in pickup. And him and his agent are saying that it was for self-defense. You're telling me you don't have a few buddies there? You're telling me you don't have people watching you playing a pickup basketball game? Not the greatest luck. Then all of a sudden, guys, it got really, really bad. It got really, really bad. The Grizzlies suspended Ja Morant for at least 2 games. This was 3 days ago. Ja Morant was suspended for at least 2 games after he appeared to display a gun on Instagram Live at a nightclub. This is after the Nuggets game. They're in Denver, right? They're in Colorado. You can see the photo. Look at the photo right now. Dude shirtless, has some chains on him. He's enjoying himself, but in the video, you can just see him flashing a gun, or what appears to be a gun, allegedly appears to be a gun. We don't know if it's his gun, if it's his friend's gun. We don't know. We just don't know. And it's not illegal to show a gun on social media. Many people are pointed out, and I don't find an issue with that. Meaning, oh, you have a weapon that you want to show? Okay. It's not the greatest thing to be shown on social media, in my opinion, but you have the right to do that. But the problem is, you had a lot of questions with that gun. Like, you're on the road. Now, why is that important? Why is that important? Ja Morant had his gun in Denver, meaning he potentially brought the gun on the team plane, which is strictly against the rules and could lead to a major suspension of 50-plus games. And this was per some dude named Master Breakfast 4380. How credible is that? I don't know. I've never heard of that guy before. I take it this guy was on Reddit when this thing picked up, but it got picked up by many. And someone I follow also picked up on this. But a major suspension. That's bad. And then Ja Morant was then, per ESPN, per Taylor Jenkins, head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, will be out indefinitely, and there's no timetable on his return. This is what Taylor Jenkins said. Quote, "There's not a definitive timeline. We're taking it one day at a time. This is going to be an ongoing healing process." End quote. I don't know what to say, guys. That should concern the heck out of you. 100%. 100%. And you knew there was going to be a lot. And we're going to get to the good part. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. So, he's out indefinitely. Actually, I wrote in the article when this first came out that I said don't expect him to be ready for Thursday's game against the Warriors. It's not looking good for him. Jenkins also said, quote, "He understands he's made some difficult decisions and poor choices in the past that he's got to account for. He's definitely embracing the mistakes that he's made, but only time will tell. We're going to support him. We're going to hold him accountable to make those changes," end quote. He went on to say that the team supports him, that they love him, that they're going to help him, they're going to do everything they can to make sure he gets the help that he needs. Look, he did cross some boundaries. I just want to say this real quick. If all you did was have a gun for protection, okay, that's cool. If you saw somebody was stalking you, or you saw your life could have been in danger, there's nothing wrong with having a gun. There's no problem with that. I have no problem with that. There's no problem. It's one of our amendments to have a gun. We have the right to bear arms. Cool with that. Cool. Problem is, and this is where you get messy territory, is when you allegedly beat up a teenager to flash a gun at him. Like, you punch him 12 to 13 times. You said it was self-defense, but self-defense from what? So there's a lot of questions there. And then you go onto social media, there's just a lot of bad things adding up. But now, if you need that gun for protection, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing absolutely wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. However, when you start breaking team policy and they find out, hey, you actually did break policy and you brought that gun when that's against the rules, that's bad. That is very, very bad. Because now the Colorado police, per TMZ, are now investigating Ja Morant after he was seen on video over the weekend flashing off a firearm. That's not good. That's just not good at all. And it comes to say, what are we doing here? Because I said on Friday, I don't know why he's acting like this. I don't know what's been getting into him. And I know there's always two sides to a story, so I'm trying to be cautious on how I speak, on how I approach this, because there's always two sides. He could have felt friend. He could have been getting that. Right? So, I'm not taking either side. Ja Morant also did wipe out both of his Instagram and Twitter accounts, for anyone that was curious. But I found something very interesting I saw on Bleacher Report. Something very, very interesting. Hold on, I'm going to pull this up. It involves Ja Morant. But it was a conversation that they had. Hold on, give me a second. I'm just still trying to process all of this, guys. Like, this is very hard for me to swallow because I love Ja Morant. I believe he's a superstar. I believe he's very talented. There's no doubt in that. And he's going to be making $230 million over the next few years from his new contract. So, that says a lot. Hold on. Sometimes I just don't get that. And maybe it's me who's just not understanding that, but it just does not make sense. And he's getting into some bad territories. Where you have the NBA investigating him, where you have the police investigating him, where you have the team no longer letting him play, they're keeping him away. Right? So, there's a lot to be said. Right? The Grizzlies held a players-only meeting to discuss the off-the-court road trip discipline. This is per Shams Charania. So, Grizzlies held a player-only meeting to discuss off-the-court road discipline. After that meeting, Ja Morant still went to the club and flashed his gun. The meeting was led by Steven Adams, and players in the room, per Shams Charania, believed and felt that Adams was calling out Ja Morant's behavior off the court. And how does Ja Morant respond? He goes to that club and flashes his gun. So that says all right there. If you had a legit team meeting, a players only meeting, talking about off the court road discipline, led by Steven Adams, and it was probably maybe addressing Ja Morant and his recent antics, then he goes out to a club and flashes his gun. That's not good. That hurts your reputation. That tarnishes your image. Everything is now becoming into a fact. And then after that, we find out the police are investigating Ja Morant. It's to call our police. He's not in Memphis. It's one thing if he had the gun in Memphis. You wouldn't be breaking team policy. But now you don't break team policy, and is it still concerning? Do you have is it still concerning you have a gun in a club? Maybe. I don't know fully. I would say yes, but I'm not going to pick sides fully, if that makes sense. But because even if you're in a high place like that, everyone knows who you are. You probably have some bodyguards. You probably have some tough friends. You probably aren't scared to get into a fight. If you take after your father and you take after, well, that instant you have a teenager, right? So I just don't get it. I don't get why you have to take the gun into a club. I get because you're high profile and you just don't want somebody hurting you. That's a great reason. And I find that very valid. But it's one thing when you have the NBA investigating you. It's another when you have the police investigating you. And these have two of the incidents have police reports, and the other incident is having a search done by the police. It's having an investigation brought up by the police. That's not good. And when you have people looking up to you in your game, that's not good. It's tough. And you have to think to yourself, what's going to come of this? Like, what exactly is going to come of this? When you have a veteran pushing for better discipline on the road, and you have a 24-year-old, essentially a kid still, in the eyes of Steven Adams, because what is he, like, 33? 34? He's in his 30s, right? He's 29. Why, he just looks a lot older. But he's a veteran guy. I get he's only 6 years in age, but that's just a lot of difference. There's a lot of wisdom, and there's a lot of just knowledge in that difference. There's just a lot of difference in those departments, especially in the NBA. So I find this very, very concerning. I really, really do. And I'm not just saying to say, I want him to get help. I want him to fix these issues. Yeah, here we go. The Glendale Police Department confirmed the incident took place at a bar in Glendale. Remember, it's in Colorado, so if you're in Arizona, don't think it's like our Glendale. Anyways, it's a small enclave surrounded by Denver known for its clubs and shopping centers. The department said it's investigating whether Morant might have broken any gun laws. That's actually... I'm not too familiar with the gun laws in Colorado. So, Title 18, Colorado allows a person to carry a firearm in a vehicle if it's used for lawful protection of such person or another person's or property. Colorado law also allows a person to possess a handgun in a dwelling place of business or automobile. In Colorado, you do not need a permit to openly carry a handgun in public. However, there are some restrictions on where you can carry your gun. For example, you cannot carry in schools or government buildings. Additionally, private businesses can prohibit firearms on their premise by posting signs stating such. This is from ColoradoHandgunSafety.com and PublicSafety.colorado.gov. So we know he was not in a school, and you know he wasn't in a government building. He was in a nightclub. Could that nightclub have been like, no guns? Technically, you're breaking the law. Technically, isn't it? Even though it's a gun-friendly state, if a private business, prohibits firearms on their premise, you are breaking a rule. So I don't know how they see that. Now, I don't think for Ja Morant, it would result in jail time. I'm not implying that, but I think there's going to be a lot of fees. I think there's a lot of money going to be coming out of his pockets. But in the state they did in, they're a gun-friendly state. They allow a person to carry a firearm in a vehicle if it's used for lawful protection. So if he cites that he needs protection, that he's going out late, that he's going to an area he may or may not be familiar with, he just wanted to feel safe. Okay, you're not breaking the law. You didn't use the firearm. But still, this is a dangerous territory for him. And I don't know what Ja Morant is thinking. I truly do not know what he's thinking. And I'm not going to bash the guy on this because I don't know what his reason is. And I can't critique him. I can't because I don't know what he was going through. I don't know how he was going through something. I don't know if he had a legitimate reason or if he just wanted to be quote-unquote gangster because he's portraying that type of image. And many people, from your Skip Baylesses and Shannon Sharps to everyone else, even though I hate those two guys because I just find their takes really bad, they had good takes on Ja Morant when it comes to who he was trying to be and what he was trying to have his image. Because I do believe that it's kind of weird for a guy to be making $230 million. Why would you want to put yourself in that type of lifestyle? I'm never going to critique anyone for the lifestyle they want to choose, but when you have a really good life and you want to willingly go into a really bad lifestyle, that's kind of, I don't want to say disturbing, but really concerning. And that plays into their mentality. And you get examples like allegedly beating up a teenager, allegedly waiting for a guy's shift to be over to confront him, allegedly having a red laser and following somebody, and allegedly pulling out a gun. Or no, that's not allegedly, it's confirmed. He pulled out a gun and was showing it off on Instagram. Like, it's one thing to show off your gun and party at a club, right? Whatever. But it's another to televise to the whole world. Like, just publicly show it for the whole world to see. I just don't get that. And I'm not saying that if he didn't record it, it wouldn't have been a problem. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is that did he have to? Like, did he have to record it? Did he have to try to put a video out there? Like, I don't know. That's what's confusing me. Like, there's just a lot of holes in these stories. I need to hear the other side beyond, oh, it was for protection use. I don't know if those things will ever come to light. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? All I do know is that we now have these issues. And for the Grizzlies, they have a lot of issues. Brandon Clark, he's done for the season. He was their forward. He was their big guy. He was pretty decent for their team. Dylan Brooks, sure he had that 1 game suspension due to picking up his 16th technical foul, but he's going to be back. But this team, who has done well, and Dylan Brooks has stepped up, is going to be missing Ja Morant. Let's say he's suspended for 20 games. Okay? He's out for the playoff push. And you're like, well, aren't they a second seed? Yes, they're a second seed, but the way the West is right now, it's not confirmed. Because they're in second, but the Kings are only a half game behind second. Suns are 3 games. Warriors are 5. Timberwolves 5.5. Mavericks 6. Clippers 6. So those things can be changed around very, very quickly. At least in my opinion. And I've seen it happen before when you saw major stars go out. And right now, the Grizzlies are on a 2-game losing streak. They're coming off of a 2-game losing streak to the Nuggets and then to the Clippers. And the Clippers should have not won that game when you saw them post 51 points in the third quarter. And you saw Ty Jones, Desmond Bain, and Jaren Jackson Jr. just going off in all those guys' absence. I love Jaren Jackson Jones, or Jaren Jackson Jr. I love Desmond Bain. I thought the Suns should have tried to draft him. Honestly. I could have seen that work. I think that could have worked. I know we're getting off topic, but I talked a lot about Desmond Bain. I said he could have been a very good player. I said that he should not be taken for granted. That he should not be underestimated. Right? He was first round pick 30. I thought he should have been drafted a lot sooner. I thought he should have at least. I am a big Desmond Bain fan. I really am. He has great size, athleticism, defense is good. He's super strong. He's got great quickness. The leadership's good. He's got a good jump shot. And his ball handling's good. Same with passing. He is very, very good. Very, very good. So I was high on him. I don't know if I ever wrote an article about him. I think I did, but I talked about it on podcast episodes. So I'm happy for Desmond Bain. Yeah, 2020 draft. I talked about this. I asked the question, does Desmond get interest from Suns? Because he did. And I said this, quote, to me, this would be a great pickup for the Suns. You already have James Jones convinced. Desmond Bain has already shown what he could do at TCU. He would fit in perfectly with Booker, Rubio, Oubre, and Ain. Even if he took a rotational bench player role, he would make that work. Because he would be able to space the court, play inside when driving, take good shots on the outside and on the sides. To me, give him a few years and he'll be a lethal weapon for the Suns. End quote. Very, very interesting. This is actually a very long time ago. This was the 2020 draft. We're in 2023, and I say give him a few years. Hold on. And a few is like more than 2, so. Desmond Bain. How long has he been in the league for? Since 2020, this first season, he's averaging 21.5. I was right about Desmond Bain. And I think the Suns had a 22nd pick in that draft. I think so. Anyways, the Grizzlies are in a tough situation. Imagine if he has suspended for 50 games. His postseason's over. The Grizzlies go all without him. So is it kind of selfish what he's doing? Yes. Does he need help? Potentially. Probably. The team's going to be there. The NBA community's going to be there for him. He's just got to embrace it. And from a statement he released, it seems like he wants to. It's just going to be a full-on effort. And you better hope that the NBA doesn't find out you took that gun onto the plane. Because you broke policy. And they're going to have to suspend you for that. And I always knew it was going to be a longer suspension. Than when they said at least 2 games. When they say at least, they're always going to push it. Even if it's just an extra game, they're always going to push it another game. Or even more. That's honestly just a fact. Also, real quick, for anyone, because I had this one loser come on to my Twitter page, at CourtSideHeat. Right? Hold on. I have to say this because I don't know if people are generally confused about this. I don't know, and I don't care. Hold on. I'm getting to this because I found this really funny and really depressing. Here we go. So people were using the terms of to be kept away from the team. He's going to be away from the team. All I said was breaking. Per the Grizzlies, Ja Morant has been suspended for at least 2 games. This dude comes onto my page. He said they never suspended him. He said away from the team. This is misinformation. Should be deleted. What a loser. Like, does anyone really think it's the same thing? Like away from the team and suspended is the same thing. If you can't play because they won't let him, it's a suspension. It's as simple as that. Then all of a sudden, ESPN calls a suspension. Really? Are you gonna call them out for misinformation? Like, come on. I get it was like one loser troll, but I honestly saw it. I honestly saw people were confused, so I want to clear it up. It's all interchangeable. The wording, the phrase, and the word is all interchangeable. That's just a fact. So I just can't believe that. I can't believe someone actually called me a misinformation. And I can't believe they actually demanded I take down the post. People are going to find out that I don't care. When you come onto my page, those are my opinions. I don't take down tweets. I just don't do it. So I found that very, very interesting. But for anyone that was confused on that, why I was getting suspended, or why companies use it, or journalists called it a suspension, while some just kept it, keeping him away from the team. Hold on. I'm just reading this. I was reading this on ESPN. Shotgun Willie's, which bills itself as a gentleman's club. I don't even know what that means. Was the place where it happened. So hold on. I can't believe I'm about to put this into my Google. My Google's gonna be trying to figure out why I'm looking up some bar in Colorado. Hold on, shotgun. Of course he brings a gun to a place called Shotgun. Yo, this place has it closed at 2 in the morning, all day, every day. Holy crap. Okay. Hmm. I just want to know. Do they have like gun policies here? Your name is Shotgun. Do you have? Yeah. I have no idea. I have no idea. Wait, what the heck? Hold on. I'm reading. Well, I'm trying to find out their gun policies. I can't find that. Don't care. But I just found out that this dude's place. This is a woman-owned club. I thought the way people are talking about this and the way I'm looking, like reading their description, just trying to figure out who the heck they are. Don't care about that such, but I just care about the guns. I would never guess that this was a woman-owned business. Well, congrats on it being a woman-owned business. I applaud that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying I was shocked because I pictured just some fat dude opening this up because it was around guns and the club. So that's why I saw. But hey, props on her doing that. it seems to be making her money besides all the controversy surrounding Ja Morant. That's very interesting. And I found out per the ESPN article. I'm sorry if you guys were just listening to that silence, but that's where we're at right now because I'm reading. I have to read too. So I found out that it's illegal in Colorado to possess a firearm while under the influence of alcohol. And let's be honest, it's not clear whether he is intoxicated, but others in the video are shown to be drinking. I have a feeling that he just didn't get caught drinking, but I'm pretty sure but I can't say I'm pretty sure, but if everyone else is doing it, you're there and you don't care, or maybe you do care. Again, maybe you just use that firearm for protection. I don't know how to respond to this because this is so confusing. Because I know there's more to the story. We're going to be finding out soon what he was doing. And if he was under the influence or... Because, wait a minute. Because the problem is, the police are going to be looking at, okay, did Ja Morant pay? Did Ja Morant pay for a drink? How did Ja Morant pay for anything when he was in there? So if they're looking to see if he broke the law while having a firearm, was he intoxicated? Okay, wait a minute. Did he have a drink? How did he pay? They didn't want to see him take a drink. They didn't want to see him drinking from his friend's drink. I'm just coming up with different questions. Bear with me, please. Even though this is making me very uncomfortable. I don't know how many of this is making you guys uncomfortable. It's making me uncomfortable. Preferencing the biggest challenge is going to be tonight. There's a lot of questions. Against the Bulls. They're going to be probably reviewing the footage because I don't know if that place has security cameras. I don't care, but probably. I'm pretty sure a place like that or any business has security cameras. So you're going to be probably looking at that. So we're going to be finding out. Do I say they're going to go in full detail on this? No, but they're going to give us, hey, this was the reason, and this is the suspension. It's going to come out for the NBA. Maybe Colorado's police department will come out with something. I don't know. All I know is that this is not looking good for Ja Morant. I just don't know what's happening here. But yeah, guys, Morant's away from the team. The NBA is conducting an investigation. Same with the Colorado police. The Grizzlies did not give a definitive timeline for his return. Guys, this is actually very, very concerning if you're a Memphis Grizzlies fan. And on that weekend, when all this stuff was coming out, you heard about Dylan Brooks, you heard about Brandon Clark, you heard about Ja Morant. Like, you're thinking to yourself, when's enough? Who followed the news surrounding the Grizzlies? That's pretty much all I have because I can't think of anything else to talk about because we covered everything. Unless more details come out right now, time of this recording, I got nothing else to talk about. We just have to leave it up to the NBA. We have to leave it up to the police. We have to leave it up to the team. We have to leave it up to Ja Morant to get help or just find his footing, right? Not necessarily saying that he needs full-blown help because I don't think he was doing anything criminal. At least I don't know. That's just my opinion. Again, I love Ja Morant. I respect Ja Morant as a basketball player. I 100% do. His off-the-court decisions are a little questionable, a lot of it questionable. But I support him in wanting to get help, recognizing that he just needs to embrace those mistakes and just take them head on, just try to make up for them, right? So we have that going on. It's going to be very interesting these next few days because a suspension's coming. There's going to be money being dealt out and there's going to be suspensions handed. I'm not lying when I say that. That's just my prediction. I could be wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong. If you're a Grizzlies fan, you hope that we're wrong. But guys, with that being said, this is all I have. I just want to talk about Ja Morant. I want to talk about the Grizzlies. I'm just trying to compute this all. I wanted to break down my thought process in front of y'all or to y'all, since you guys technically can't see me. And guys, with that being said, I'll catch you this upcoming Friday, unless something huge happens, unless something breaks in the Ja Morant story, or something big happens in the NBA. I'll see you guys later. Woo! Do we have something big to talk about? Again, guys, CourtSideHeat.com. Do not miss it. I have all those articles on there as of today, obviously. Go check out my newest article. It's from the Phoenix Suns. It's opinion. Devin Booker will always be the first option. Go check out that opinion piece. You guys will not miss. Do not want to miss that. You do not. 100% do not. I give a lot of quality stuff. So guys, with that being said, that's all I got. I'm signing off. If y'all I don't know what to say. I was gonna say subscribe, but just do that anyways. You guys just have to just be prepared. You guys have to pick it up. And guys, with that being said, that's all I got. I will see you guys in the next podcast episode. Thank you for sticking all the way through. Peace out.